And luckily, I don't even have to sync now because we're just doing audio.
I know.
All right, so Josh.
Yes, John.
Yesterday, the world was introduced to Sonic Mania.
What is Sonic Mania?
Sonic Mania. So basically, after a long run of Sonic games that people have been saying it's not the best, they went back to the 2D roots, just made everything look a bit prettier with sprites, and released that. In my opinion, I wanted a 3D side runner game. I would have loved that because I loved how the 3D old Sonic looks.
Yeah.
But, and as someone who has only ever beaten one Sonic game, which was Sonic Advance Battle 2, whatever that was, back on the GameCube.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only one I've beaten, so I'm used to the 3D ones, and I love the 3D ones. I don't know why people give so much hate on the overall 3D games.
Well, yeah, I've never really played a legitimate 3D game like you go to the movies and see. That kind of a 3D game.
What?
3D, like three-dimensional?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, what? No, I'm talking about like, shut up. You know what I mean? Like, shut up. I was so confused. And so, because I played Generations.
Okay.
And I've not even come close to beating that. Like, I've gone like halfway to beating it, and I just haven't.
Mm-hmm.
And then the only other one
You can't finish, John.
Oh, shut up.
That's your struggle.
And the only other thing that I've played was one on like the Game Boy.
Oh god, that's old.
It is old. No, not Game Boy. Game Boy Advance SP.
It's still old.
It's still old. It's like 2005. But what it was, like, you got to pick two characters. One is like your teammate, and I got to a level where you had to make like an impossible jump. I just didn't know how. I honestly.
And you quit.
I did, because I just couldn't figure out what to do. But this one came out, and I do like it. I really do. And this one I'm planning on finishing the main game.
Mm-hmm.
I might not go into anything special like the challenges or the time trials, but I want to beat this Sonic game. And one of the few things that I love about this one is that normally on the older Sonic games, you beat a boss, and it'll cut away, and it'll be like, all right, entry into the next zone. And it'll just pop right in the beginning.
Okay.
On this one that I fell in love with.
You were just playing?
Yeah, the one I was just playing.
Okay.
You watched me play it.
Yeah.
What I fell in love with is that when you beat the boss,
You keep going.
next level starts right there.
Yeah.
So on the first boss, which I might show you later, it was literally like you jump on. No, don't worry. It shows it low.
It fluctuates. Okay.
Yeah.
I was worried there. Our audio isn't coming up. It seems like, but then it is.
Now you're going too loud with it. And so, what happened was, what was I saying? So yeah, literally the first boss, you beat it, and instantly it's just go.
Next level.
Literally that part is the beginning of the next level. And I'm like, that's fucking awesome. Because games don't do that. Usually it's like you beat the boss, and like it loads the next screen or it loads the next area.
Yeah, a waiting screen and all that.
It was just straight up, you're going. It's starting now. No cutscene. It was just straight up, beat the boss. Cool. Start at level 2. I'm like, that's fucking awesome. Like, I need more games like that.
Yeah.
But the thing is about Sonic games overall is like the 3D where it's like cameras behind and you're running.
Oh,
that's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
That's what I see the problem that people have with it. I do. I still love those kind of ones. But the problem is that everything is a narrow path. I think if they wanted a good 3D Sonic game, like if you ever see the cutscene for like the opening cinematic for which one was it? Sonic Unleashed.
Okay. I've never seen it.
He turns basically it's the one where he turns like a werewolf, but since he's a hedgehog, it's a werehog.
Oh.
But the beginning cinematic is him like up on like a space station, on Eggman's space station, and he's running and he's jumping all the guys. He's running around the circle. Like the thing is, they fail to try to capture that aspect of it.
Okay. Because
the way that like you're a fast guy, but the fact is like they give you normally the 3 lanes in a 3D Sonic game running straight down, and you don't always have the fast reaction time. Like you think like you get to a speed where things are just going by. Like it's almost impossible for you to actually react.
Yeah, it's so fast time. You just can't.
And so the thing is that I want them to do is make it more wide open. Because I want to feel the way that, like, when I see that, and he has this big old area, he can run wherever, he jumps on the guys, he can run over a loop. It's like, give me a big, like, you don't have to do like a crazy world, just make it like 9 open instead, you know, rather than just a 3 pass, make it 9 pass, make it so there's more guys for you to jump on, so that way you have more control over the speed. Rather than there be, oh, here's some rings in the middle, here's a block on the side, here's a bad guy on this side. Rather just have it like, oh, here's a path you can go this way where there's flying enemies, or right down the middle with the rings, or down this one where you do the cool tricks. So that way you could be like, oh, I want to boop boop, and then just go down the middle one, and you can go back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that's the style, that's the sense that they show in all these cinematics, and it's amazing.
Yeah, it looks incredible.
But then you play the game, and it's like, it's still cool. It's just it doesn't. You don't feel like you're actually there. It's just like you're running forward.
Yeah, which to me would get boring. That's why I don't play Sonic.
Like honestly,
on down low.
I mean, I still love them. I still love all the 3D ones. Like I love Adventures 2, even though it's super buggy. Which, you know, back when I beat it in like 6th, 7th grade, I didn't really care. I was more obsessed with the Chow Garden, rather than the actual game itself. The Chow Garden, you know those little blue guys?
In what?
In Sonic.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think I think I saw one earlier in the game you were playing.
No, you did not see. Here, I'm showing Josh a Chow.
Sweet. Timeout time to show me what a Chow is.
These little fuckers. So these little guys, right? So in Adventure 2, you get a garden. You can take care of them and make them
like this picture right here.
Yeah. And so, like, you can get ones like this, where one's like an angel, one's a bad one.
One's a devil.
I honestly spent so much time with that, rather than the actual game once I beat it.
Oh my gosh.
But it's like, that 3D, it was totally good because they scaled Sonic down. And I would say, like, I'd say, like, the distance would be like a 5 across rather than a 3 across.
Yeah.
And so, like, you had a few more room. If they were to go back to that engine, but perfect it, like, put all the effort in that they have now, make it all look beautiful, make it like that same feel, it would go way better, because that game was actually really fucking cool.
Yeah, but it's from one person considering to the whole mass. So you may like something, but the rest of the mass.
I know most of the mass has gone crazy for Sonic Mania.
Which is the new one, right?
It's the new one. Okay. And it's like the highest rated Sonic game in the last 15 years.
Holy cow.
Yeah, like...
So I guess they're doing a plus.
They are going up. And Forces is coming out later this year, which okay, so rewind 5 years ago to 2012. They released Generations, which was they have new Sonic and old Sonic meeting. So half the levels are 3D, half the levels are a side scroller.
Okay.
And depending on which boss, you use a different Sonic.
Okay.
In this one, in Forces, which could either play out really well, or it could ruin the game. It
could be a disaster.
It could be. That it's them again, but now they're adding a third character. The third character is your own custom character. Now... Is this, look, knowing the Sonic fan base and creating their own Sonic character, it could go one of two ways on how well this plays out. But the thing that I had a problem with was when they try to make a character creator, they focus too much on that aspect of the game.
Yeah. And
it takes away from the rest. And the one thing that I put into that, the one like argument was the Dragon Ball games. Go back 4 or 5 games, Raging Blast 2, which is my favorite fighting Dragon Ball game. It had like 100 whatever characters. It was super, like, it was complex where like you can do different combos depending on what buttons you do.
This is Dragon Ball Z?
Dragon Ball Z Raging Blast 2. I loved it. Loved the hell out of it. And it didn't give you a custom character, but you can customize the characters that are there already. Then enter, what was the next one? Ultimate Tenkaichi.
Okay.
Which was awful. It was like a mashup where they were like, sometimes you're going left to right, like the old one, sometimes you're 3D. But it wasn't fun. It gave you a customized character, which was cool. But I think they overhyped the customized character. And I hated that one. I hate that one. Then Battle Z came out. They got rid of the custom character. Brought the gameplay back. It was a step up from Ultimate Tenkaichi. But still wasn't all that. Then Xenoverse and Xenoverse 2 came out. And they're like, the idea is you play as your custom character throughout the story. However, as fun as they are, they have a lot of problems, both of those games.
Really?
Yes, they're both great games, and I'm sure they've sold well. I haven't checked numbers. But they're super fun. It's just, they're not as good as they could have been.
Well, yeah, there's always room for improvement.
I know, like, one did a lot of things right. Did a lot of things wrong.
Okay.
2 fixed a lot of those things that were wrong, but brought in its own problems
as fixing it. Yeah.
Yeah, like back when the games first came out, when Xenoverse 2 first came out, and I transferred over, I felt what was wrong. It's been too long since I've touched those games to say, oh, I know what was good, what was bad about them, because it's just been forever, and now they're all one giant mesh in my brain.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's like, if they were just to focus on the gameplay rather than on this whole you create your own character aspect of it, it could have been an amazing...
Oh yeah, that could have been where they fell short. They worried too much about customization rather than gameplay in the game itself.
Yeah, so that's what I'm worried about with Sonic Forces, was that it looks amazing. It looks like it's going to be awesome. And I've seen the gameplay, and it looks cool. But I don't think they're going to nail the customized character aspect of it, which is going to make it somewhat unbearable to deal with.
Well, I think dealing with any kind of customizable thing along with a story mode, a storyline or whatever, 3D printing or not printing, but
3D games.
Gaming.
Yeah.
Is you have to devote one portion of your time to the game itself and another portion of your time to the customization. And the customization is probably going to take 10 times as long.
Because you need to integrate every possible...
Exactly. Every possible combination
into the story.
And it takes hours and hours and hours. And they probably run on a timer. They practically don't have time. So you have to learn to pick which battles you want to win or lose. And it seems like they're picking the one with their game mode, their gameplay.
I'll give it that it looks promising. Because it's a simple game. It's not like Dragon Ball where you're fighting. It's just simple running, simple mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, given what customizable characters have done to some games...
in the past.
It could fall short. And that's what I'm worried about. But Sonic Mania, simple game, side-scrolling, platformer.
Yeah, not
2D.
Complicated, very simple.
In my opinion, great. It was a great step back into the older versions of it.
A good step back in time.
Yeah. And, it's, best rated game in 15 years for the Sonic company.
Yeah, which is really good for their franchise.
Yeah, that's really all I have to say about Sonic today and for the upcoming...
Is that your rant?
It's a rant of sorts, but it's not really rant, it's just my comments on Sonic. Really amazing. And I think that's it for this one.
Alrighty.
So, we'll see you soon.
See you later, guys.